Welcome to qnawire.
So let's do some analysis of this function. F of x equals x squared plus 2 over x plus 4. And so we want to know, first of all, is the point 1 3/5 on the graph? So let's see what happens when we find f of 1. If I plug 1 in the top, 1 squared plus 2 over 1 plus 4, I get 3/5. So yes, that point is on the graph. Part B. In essence, we want to find what is f of 0. What happens when you plug in 0? So I have 0 squared plus 2 over 0 plus 4. So I'm going to get 2 over 4, which is equal to 1/2. And then we're asked a question. We're asked, when f of x is equal to 1/2, what is x? Well, we can see one of them is 0, but there might be more places because I see that square up there. So I want to know, and I'm going to do my work over here. We'll do it in green. I want to know, when does x squared plus 2 over x plus 4, when is that going to equal 1/2? And again, like I said, we know one answer is 0. So I can, quote, cross multiply and have 2x squared plus 4 and have x plus 4. So multiplying both sides by 2, multiplying both sides by x plus 4. And I see I have a quadratic, so let's set that equal to 0. And let's factor out that x. So I see when x is 0, which we already knew, and also when x is 1/2. Those are my answers for when f of x is equal to 1/2. So now let's see, what do we have next to do? Well, we have to give the domain. All right, well, what kind of numbers can we plug in? And it's this denominator that's the issue. I cannot plug in -4. Everything else I can plug in. So I'm going to have all real numbers, and I can write that a couple different ways. I can say x has to be less than a -4, or x has to be greater than -4. There's just one number I can't use. X can't equal -4. I have all other real numbers can be plugged in. So there'll be one spot where we won't be able to use that point. Next one, we want to tell what the x-intercept is. And our x-intercept, let me go back to black. Get my pen to write. There we go. So we want the x-intercept. And the x-intercept would end up being where the graph crosses this y, the x-axis. And that would occur when we want to know what x values cause the output to be 0. So when will x squared plus 2 over x plus 4, when will that equal 0? And we'll find if we multiply both sides by x plus 4, that will yield x squared plus 2 is equal to 0. And x squared would have to equal -2. Well, that can't happen. So there are none. None. There is not an x-intercept. On the other hand, we do have a y-intercept. Go back to black. And if we want a y-intercept, we actually already found it. The y-intercept occurs when we plug 0 in place of x, and we already know from part B that that's equal to 1/2. So we have answered all the questions. You can check the graph with your calculator too to see what it looks like. It is kind of interesting. And we're done.